Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So as this is the peak time for the interview preparation season, so I invited Ruchika. She is a university recruiter at Microsoft to solve my minimal doubts about everything, like how to answer the tell me about yourself question, how to calm our nervousness, should we follow up or not. In today's video, we have discussed the biggest question, tell me about yourself perfectly. She have shared her flow of the answer. Should we include our non-technical hobbies or just include our technical hobbies in the answer? And towards the end, she have shared her answer to that question, and I have shared my answer to the question. And if you want to get your answer reviewed by her, in the last I have told you how you can do so. So stay tuned till the end and let's see the conversation.
That's a very interesting question. So, that question about tell me about yourself, I think that's like the question which begins the conversation, and there is a reason why people ask that question.
Oh yeah, another thing is you can play this video in 2x for the maximum benefit. That will be better.
An interviewer is able to gauge a lot from that question, right? And for me as well, I always start, that's like my favorite question, because I'm kind of giving the opportunity for them to talk about themselves, and not just introduce themselves, hi, my name is this, but like go a little deeper. And the problem with that question is because it's open-ended. It's not like, okay, here's a question code, and I'm talking about specifically. Engineers are fantastic at coding. They'll, get into it and they'll start coding because there's no conversation that is involved. But because it is an open-ended question, you don't know what do you say, right?
Definitely.
And you kind of start talking about, oh, I'm so and so, I am studying here, I'm from this branch, this is my CGPA, my father is a banker, my mom is a homemaker, and that's it, and then you stop because you don't know what else should I say. The way you answer it, either you can grasp the interviewer's attention, or if the person is probably sitting in front of you, or if it is a virtual one and if the camera is not on, probably the interviewer is like scrolling through his Instagram because they are bored. So that question, there is a reason why they give it to you, because that's how you make an impact on them. And one of the ways that you can nail this question is write a script. Okay, because everybody is not a talker, and it's understood, and everybody cannot just talk at the drop of a hat, so that's fine. Sit down in a corner, and especially now that placements are just around the corner, this question will keep, it will be thrown at you almost every time. Make sure that you prepare for it. So for people who are not very good at articulating themselves, this is for them. So sit down in a corner, write about yourself, right? Stick to about, say, 300 to 400 words, and just write, what are the things that you want the other person to remember you by. And it could be anything. Don't talk about CGPA, don't talk about college. They know which college you're from. They obviously are interviewing from that college. Talk more, about your aspirations. What is it that you want to do in life, right? Are there any world problems that you want to solve with your skills? Say if it is coding is your strength, how do you intend to solve that problem? Why do you want to work in an organization like, say, XYZ, whatever the organization that you're interviewing with? And talk about how you see yourself in that organization. So the idea is, so stop thinking yourself as an engineer for a minute. Think of yourself as a salesman, and you're basically, selling your your candidature to the person in front of you, and you just want to make it sound like you are a rock star in that 1.5-2 minutes that you will talk. Write the script, memorize the script, and then go in front of the mirror. And I know that engineers are very good at memorizing, so memorize the script, go in front of the mirror, and keep on practicing. Practice as much as possible. The more you practice, the more you will get into the flair of it, and then irrespective of whoever is asking you that question, you'll be like, okay, this is my introduction, right? So do this as a practice. This will really help you make an impact in your interview. That's my advice.
So obviously we can see that communication skills are really important and how you can pitch yourself. But here I have a follow-up question, like every time I gave an interview and every time I prepare to tell me about yourself, I always get this, like I am always confused between, can I include everything or do I need to include only like technical stuff, the technical part of me, because I am really involved in a lot of stuff. I also do paintings, I do content creation, then I also do powerlifting and a lot of different stuff I do, and they are not related at all. So every time I'm in an interview, I'm like, okay, can I say this or do I need to just stick to my coding achievements and my projects and everything?
That's a very good one, and I'll actually I came across a candidate very recently, and it was a typical interview. I think I was taking like back-to-back interviews, and I was like to the point I was feeling like burnt out. And then this person comes on, and she starts talking. From the time that she was talking about her technical achievements, I was like listening. I was like, okay, I was doing something, I was taking notes, and I was like, and then she switched and she started talking about, oh, I paint, and I volunteer in this somewhere, and like she started talking about her other things that she loves doing. And immediately when she started doing that, I just left everything and my concentration was on her. And I was like, and I actually told her, thank you so much for talking about something other than your work achievements. And it was also refreshing to hear somebody talk anything else other than that. So you never know, you should always talk as much as possible. You're being given that opportunity. Say for example, you're an artist, you like painting. What if the interviewer is an artist as well? And then you start talking, you're basically getting those brownie points. You're kind of creating that connection, right? It need not just be coding, or it not need not just be technical. It can be so much more than that. So always have a balance, I would say. Talk, if you're talking about your achievements which are technical, then balance it out with your other things, right? So I'll kind of give you a script that I use. I don't know if I plan on interviewing anywhere else, but one of my scripts are um, that so I come from an army background, and I kind of use that when I'm kind of sharing my whatever introduction. And I'm like, so my name is Ruchika, and I grew up in an army background. Growing up, I traveled the length and breadth of the country. I really love traveling, which is why I'm in a profession which supports traveling as in my day job. Because I come from an army background, I believe I'm very disciplined, with regards to my work. I have brilliant work ethics. I always make sure that, if I have to deliver something, I deliver it ahead of time. And if I'm not able to, then I kind of let the person know that I will not be able to. I'm a team player. And yeah, so like that's like a script that you can build on from. So always draw something from your parents, because your parents are such great examples, to kind of have. And you can kind of tweak it for anything. For example, if my father is a farmer, I can say, my dad is a farmer, and from him I learned the value of hard work, and I'm willing to put my 120% in any kind of opportunity that has been given to me, because I feel that if you put in your hard work, you will reap the benefits multifold. So for me, that's something that is very, I come from a very humble background, and I'm willing to kind of invest in myself, because I want to give back to my family, because they have invested in me for so many years, and I want to kind of keep them happy, whatever, right? So you can always draw inspiration from your parents. So that's like a tip for you to prepare your introduction.
Thanks a lot. That's a great tip. And I really didn't ever like think about this like that before. And now when I'm thinking, I think it's a great point and I can really add it to that. So I am going to change my script for the tell me about yourself part now. So what I like to do whenever like I am answering this question is, firstly I would like, I always mention that currently what work I am doing, and then I like to mention just the past, like in the past year what all the major highlights of the past year. Okay, this competition or like this scholarship or stuff, not like
Mm.
past 2 years, just past
Yeah.
year. And then I tell about like my future plans, which I really want to do. I'm planning on to do this stuff. And then I go a little bit into my hobbies. And most of the time, like it's like 40 seconds and 30 seconds, and they're like, okay, let's move on to next questions. So this is my
Yeah.
kind of script. And I can add
Yeah.
the parents part in the first part only.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that also helps them gauge, what where you're coming from. It's not about your background. Nobody cares. I mean, if I'm interviewing somebody, it's hardly about that. But it again, it involves me because I get to see so much about themselves. I really want to see that side of that, the person. So yeah, that's a good one.
Here are some takeaways from the video. First, the most important thing is practice. So you can have a script for yourself, and that's completely okay. Second, make a corner for yourself. Have a particular spot or room where you can give your interviews so that your mind is prepared for that. And third, talk about your aspirations, why you want to work in that particular company, and what are the values you are bringing to the table. And at last, talk about your hobbies, what you like to do, your non-tech stuff also, that can show that how you are an all-rounder person. So I hope you liked the video. There are more videos coming up which are about how you should follow up your recruiter, how you should handle your nervousness, what are the traits of a perfect candidate. So stay tuned for all the videos. If you want to get your answer verified by her or reviewed by her, you can send your video answering that question to me at this mail, and we are going to make a video compilation of all the answers and she talking about the good and the bad points in that answer, and it is going to help a lot. So I will highly recommend you to send me a lot of videos so that you can learn maximum. With this note, I will end the video and I hope you have an amazing day.